programs from BCCM. I'm Abhishek Sinha, your moderator and host for today. I take this opportunity to thank our senior management, the dean and the faculty whose untiring efforts has made BCCM today a top management institute in Odisha as well as East. A part of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, BCCM has been ranked as the third best management college in Odisha in 2019. Today, we have with us a panel of people with rich experience in fields of finance and capital markets. So, we have with us today Mr. Vivek Patnaik. Mr. Vivek Patnaik joined Indian Administrative Services in 1966 and held senior positions in the administration. He was the Managing Director, Sugar Industry, Director, Tourism, Culture and Information, Managing Director, Industrial Promotion and Investment Corporation of Odisha, Secretary to the Government of Odisha in Departments of Tourism, Culture, Information. He was Joint Secretary to Civil Aviation Ministry in Government of India and also permanent representative of India to the International Civil Aviation Organization and Secretary to the State Government in Department of Energy. He took retirement from IAS to join International Civil Service and was posted as Director of ICAO, a specialized agency of the United Nations. He also held the post of Chairman, State Public Service Commission, Odisha, Chairman of Electricity Company, and Chairman of Regional Stock Exchange, and Chairman of Management Association affiliated to IMA. Shri Patnaik has headed task force constituted by the government on power sector and interface between non-government organizations and government. Interested in sharing his diverse knowledge, rich experience, Shri Patnaik also delivers lectures in different top educational institutions and also writes in newspaper. To his credit, he has 4 books which he has written on human resource management. A very warm welcome, sir. Next on our panel list is Shri Debraj Biswal. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India. He has served the power sector for more than 30 years, and he was the Chief Executive Officer of CSU from January 2008. He also held the post of Managing Director of Bhubaneswar Stock Exchange for 7 long years. He played a key role in power sector reforms in Odisha and was instrumental in coordinating with the World Bank for sanction of $350 million for Odisha power sector reform during 1995. He has a wide knowledge and experience in financial management, costing, budgeting, regulatory matters, debt scheduling, and investments. Through various initiatives and continuous interactions with various stakeholders like governments, World Bank, lenders, power generation companies, he substantially improved the financial position of power sector in Odisha in the post-reform days and transformed it from a loss-making to a profit-making sector. Under his leadership, CESU turned around to become a profit-generating company. Shri Biswal at present is an independent director on the governing board of Industrial Promotion and Investment Corporation of Odisha, IPCOL, and Odisha Construction Corporation. He has also acted as director and on the governing boards of Odisha Police Housing Welfare Corporation, CESU, Hotel Communications, Interconnected Stock Exchange of India, Odisha Agro Industries Corporation Limited, and OSRTC. A warm welcome to you, sir, as well. Next in our panel list, we have Mr. Arun Kumar Sabat, a chartered accountant by qualification. He is the founder of advisory firm AK Sabat and Company, a leading audit advisory and taxation firm in Odisha, which he founded in the year 1982. Prior to starting his own firm, Mr. Sabat worked in some of the leading audit firms like Lodha and Company, AF Ferguson, and Price Waterhouse, and was responsible for conducting audits at some of the major firms like Tata Steel, Mahindra and Mahindra, Bennett and Coleman Company Limited. Welcome you, sir. He has also served as a director for Grid Corporation of Odisha, Odisha State Financial Corporation, State Bank of India Local Board at Bhubaneswar. He was also the governing council member at Central Tool Room and Training Center at Bhubaneswar. A very warm welcome to you, sir, as well. Next today, we have with us Mr. Vikas Srivastava, a graduate from KIT School of Management. Mr. Vikas is managing the operations of Motilal Oswal Group in Bhubaneswar. and has his own independent business. Unfortunately, he would be joining us a little late because today being the last Thursday of the month, he's busy with settlement of an FNO. So he would be joining us a little late. That was our esteemed panelist. Apart from that, today we have with us two of our students, Mr. Saurav Raul and Mr. Rohit Kundu. Mr. Saurav aspires to work in financial industry, and Mr. Rohit is looking for starting his own entrepreneurial venture. And today they would be also sharing their views and would be asking queries on behalf of the students of BCCM. A very warm welcome to all of you, Rohit and Saurav as well. And after the guest speakers have made their introduction remarks and speech, we would be taking up questions from the audience towards the end, the last 10 minutes. If audience has the question, they can send it on chat to us and we will put it before the panelist. So without taking any more time, I would request Mr. Vivek Patnaik sir to please open the session and give his introductory remarks about this topic. Patnaik sir, please, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sinha. First, let me ask this question. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, sir, you're very much audible, sir.
Am I also visible or not?
Yes, sir, very much visible, sir.
Thank you very much. Well, first, let me welcome my good colleagues of the past, Mr. Biswal and Mrs. Sabat, eminent professionals in their own field. One is a cost accountant of eminence, other is chartered accountant of eminence. I've worked with them very closely. I also welcome the students to this webinar. I wish to mention that the pandemic has a profound effect on the global economy. As a result, practically no sector is free from its pernicious effect. The IMF has predicted there will be a contraction of GDP to the tune of 4.5% or more. WTO predicts the merchandise trade will suffer. ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, predicts aviation revenue to be lost by 59%. World Tourism Organization also estimates a huge loss of $1 trillion of revenue. If this is the impact on global economy, India cannot escape its effect. And Indian economy, as it is, was suffering from a low growth, fiscal deficit, and a trade deficit, unemployment before the pandemic set in. There was low power consumption, low manufacturing, etc. Now, in this context, we have to recognize that pandemic will have greater effect. It will upset the economy, which will give rise to employment, etc. Problem of employment. In this context, I saw a news today, a study made by the McKinsey Global Institute, which says that since the Indian economy as it is will contract maybe 5% or more, and in order to catch up, it must have a program to have a growth rate of 8 to 8.5%, which means it must be able to create jobs, non-agriculture jobs, to the tune of 90 million by 2030. Now, that means apart from industrial area or tourism sector, other non-agriculture sector, every effort must be made to explore the opportunity to create employment, create jobs. whether it is self-employment, a startup, or micro, small, medium, or big business. In this context, if you follow the stock market, one can see remarkable vibrancy after initial crash. I'm fully aware the students and management must be following the economic news, and they must have seen how immediately after the lockdown was declared in India or elsewhere in the world, there was a crash. But remarkably, it has shown its vibrancy. This is true not only in India, across the developed and emerging markets. So this is a question which actually baffles the minds of many students. And in every scenario, every seminar or workshop or in webinar, this question is asked. When there's a contraction is taking place, why the stock market is booming? Well, that's the question that I will not answer now, that experts will also give. I have my own answer. That only shows that there is an opportunity to take advantage of this sector, that is the market. One must understand the market, the financial market, the capital market, the bond market, the money market, bullion market, currency market, even commodity market. I presume the students of management are having some introduction to this subject. Today, there will be concentration on the subject of capital market. And you must understand the creation of wealth and distribution thereof has been the pursuit of human civilization for centuries, and more so during the modern times. Income gives rise to savings, expenditure. I think please mute your microphone. In India, savings, which is 30%, which is much more than the savings of European countries and North American countries, are invested mostly in gold, silver, precious metal, land, and real estate. Infusion of the funds from the savings to the capital market is very low. Retail investment is only to the tune of 1% or low until recently, as against 60% to 70% in Europe and North America. The capital market plays a big role in recycling of money and productive purpose, like business, trade, which contribute to the growth of the economy. Financial literacy is not a high priority in the country. As a result, investments are made in fraudulent Ponzi schemes like spurious chit funds, leading to scams. We are all aware of it. I'm not sure whether the young students are aware of the scams which reel the country. But it is a fact that people do not have good knowledge of the finances. So hence, financial literacy program is very important. It starts from the capital market. And trading in stock not only creates employment opportunity, it helps in wealth creation. And as I told you, lockdown has shown the stock market is booming. There is remarkable entry of new entrants to the stock market. You will see depository participants from their information, and you see the demat accounts have been opened substantially high. And in fact, the chairman of SEBI in one of the meetings disclosed this in India. There have been almost 3 lakh increase in number of demat accounts. Also, it is true of US market. More than 1 million people have joined. And it is found mostly young people. Mostly young people. Opportunity exists not only to make money yourself, you can, if you have good knowledge, you can join The working firms, stockbroking firms, you can join. You can be sub-broker, you can be a broker, you can be remercier, and so on and so forth. Here's an opportunity. Otherwise, you can also make money out of it. The housewives and the young students should go into the stock market and start investing so that they will make a good income and understand how opportunity exists of self-employment in this field. Hence, I suggested to General Mahapatra that Bharat Vidya Bhavan should organize a special webinar on the subject, invite two eminent experts in this field to speak. They will give more information, throw a flood of light and on the subject, and I'm sure those students who are studying finances and business management will appreciate it. In fact, they will make statements in such a lucid manner that an ordinary person can understand them, and they can resort to the business of stock trading. With these words, I have introduced the subject. I thank you very much, Professor Sinha, for giving me an opportunity to speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patnaik sir. It was rightly said that it's the right time for even the students to understand and get in the market. But in a cautious manner, we have two experts with us who would be talking more about how to, what it entails and how it works. So I would like to call upon Mr. Debraj Biswal sir to please give his viewpoints, thought processes, and the working and share details with the students. Debraj Biswal sir.
I am audible to you?
Yes, sir. You are.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
I am also visible.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Patnaik sir already started the deliberation. I would like to just draw that without discussing the Indian economy part or the growth in the Indian economy, we cannot have any discussion on the dimensions of the growth of the capital market. Actually, we are at a juncture when the corona or the COVID-19 has seriously damaged not only the Indian economy, but also the world economy. But coming to the dimensions of the Indian capital market, we have to take a long and medium-term view rather than a short-term view, because students should not get disheartened with the short-term things that is happening today. They have to look to the long-term arrangement, what is the financial sector is going to help them in future. As an investor, as an academician, or having a corporate job, or having some startup also, no problem on that account. You see, the financial sector, especially the capital market, comprises of three areas. That is the share market, that is stock market, then the mutual funds, and the insurance product. So with the three products, if you look globally or even to the Indian economy, it is a vast area. You look to the Life Insurance Corporation of India, such a big organization, and the coming IPO will also show what is the magnitude of this IPO, which can contribute more than 80,000 crore to the government of India as disinvestment policy. So the role of a capital market in the coming days is for the capital formation, for rural development, for inviting foreign investments also in FDIs and also in the foreign currency. So all these things are coming in a big way. So let us not look to the short term. Though this year we may achieve a growth rate of less than 5%, but I think we can find a solution to the COVID by the end of this academic year or the next financial year. So I would request the students to look to the long term, because you see, the contribution of the capital market to the country's GDP is very close to 70%, whereas in developed countries like USA or China, it is more than 100%. So you can imagine the role of the capital market for the growth of the Indian economy. Reason being, if you look to the infrastructure, capital intensive areas like power sector and other sectors, from where the money will come, definitely it will not come from the banks. So the money will come from the foreign investments, either direct FDI or the foreign institutional investors. So the money will come from the divestment policy of the government of India, and the money will come from the pockets of the Indian middle class and the higher middle class. We have a huge strength of those people. Reason being, the 70-80, Patnaik sir was telling, the savings rate, actually 70-80% of the household saving is going to the bank or for money lend, or some wrong channels of the investment lines, and it is not coming to the capital market. Reason being, there is the lack of financial literacy. Because without the financial literacy, the financial inclusion is not possible. So that is why this financial literacy can only happen at the level of the management colleges. And because you see, the coming days of the Indian economy, we are all talking about 5 trillion economy. When the market capitalization of USA is more than 20 trillion US dollar, China is very close to 8-9, the India is you are searching for a 5 trillion economy. So we have a huge scope in the capital market, not only for the growth of the economy, but also for generating huge employment in those areas like infrastructure, like power sector, like in the financial sector. Specifically, the discussion we are making our employment opportunity in the financial sector, especially in the stock market, mutual funds, and the insurance products. So that is why we have to do a lot of initiatives, because you see, look to these MSMEs. I even suggest these students, they can go for startups, they can go for corporate jobs, they can go for academics and career in this capital market. And reason being, the capital market for tomorrow will be very robust because we have very strong regulators in the financial sector. The Reserve Bank of India is pretty old, almost 75 years. The SEBI, quite young, 30 years. And the insurance regulator is a young boy of 10 to 15 years. So with a strong regulation, the shape of things are very bright tomorrow. And I could focus mainly on the rural momentum. The rural momentum will bring growth to the capital sector. Reason being, 70% of the people who are now living in the rural area and were not able to exploit the rural economy because their contribution to the GDP is less than 4 to 5%. So we have to bring it to 20 to 25%, and the government is working on that. But immediately that is not possible because we are not going to mechanize these things. New technology is available, but we are not able to use the new technology for the growth of the rural momentum. And rural momentum is a big area that is to be linked between the urban and the rural, that should be linked with this huge investment so that this growth of the financial sector can grow. And we are able to, because you see, the agro products, which can be marketed or in the stock market concept and Indian spot exchange. So we can have the concept of mandis. The farmer can sell its product in this spot from the mandis like a stock market share. So these bring huge potential for the employment for tomorrow. So only thing government is working on that, but things are not getting transformed. Is in being. We have the momentum. Some things are not happening, and the technology is not adopted in the perspective, and you have a lot of market scams. That is also killing because the regulator is not able to handle at certain times. So, but anyway, there is innovation, and if we hope with the robust regulation, things will happen in a better way, and things will happen. Because you see, we are all talking of employment generation. Look to the group of people. They constitute 2 to 3% of the Indian population. Those we are calling as Vaishya, Marwadis, Baniyas, Kumuti, or whatever they constitute. They constitute only 3% of the Indian population. They generate around 70% of the country's GDP. You start from Anil Ambani, Dhirubhai Ambani and his family, then coming to this small man that is working in the remote village. So if these 3% people are able to capitalize on the capital market and generate 70% of the GDP and generating huge employment, if we apply our mind, definitely will be able to achieve those things. The students should brainstorm their mind, because let us not look to the United States or China. Globalization is the tide of the time, but localization is the underlying current. So we have to look to the underlying current, to the local economy or the country's economy like India. The middle class is coming in a big way. The potential for growth is huge, because the huge middle class will create a huge demand, and rural momentum will must gather if the economy is going. So be positive for tomorrow, and I am sure things will happen. But only one thing, again, just tell you, with all this said and done, the Demat account with the two NSDL and CDSL is around 3 crores, which is very minimal compared to the total Indian population. And 50 lakhs or even 25% of those Demat accounts are not operative. So that is the very bad side of this capital market. But I hope these things will be addressed in the news, especially this new young generation who will be the prominent person in driving the Indian economy tomorrow, especially these management students. They have to be very meticulous, not confined to their books, but they should be very meticulous in addressing the requirement of the economy, especially the capital market, the financial sector, in a big way, because the role of the banks, stock markets, and non-banking financial institutions will be a very big role for the growth of the economy and also the capital market, which will ultimately create huge generation. So with this, I conclude my remarks. But it is a huge subject which requires more than some hours requirement to be interacted with the students. If possible, after the corona, we will be able to address by face-to-face and having you, because I have visited so many management colleges during my stock exchange, Bhubaneswar Stock Exchange. Anyway, that is for tomorrow. I thanks again the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan for inviting me for this occasion and requesting for the deliveration. Thank you again.
Professor Sinha, are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
It was muted. I suppose it was muted. So as I was saying that Biswal sir rightly said that stock markets or capital markets have to be looked at long term for returns generation. You need not get worried about the short term pain in the market. And secondly, what he rightly said, the financial product inclusion in India is at a very low penetration level. So there is a huge scope, not only in terms of the capital markets growing, but also generating huge employment opportunities in sectors like insurance and sectors like broking, etc. And it presents an opportunity for all the management students and financial students. Now, to take it further, we have with us Mr. A.K. Sabath sir. Now, he would be sharing his viewpoints and thoughts about this topic. Sabath sir, it's over to you now.
Yeah. Thank you very much. First of all, let me be thankful to your organization for giving me the opportunity to speak. And when I see that Vivek Patnaik sir is there and Biswal Babu is there, ये विवेक पटनायक के साथ तो मेरा 82 से संपर्क है जब से मैं बॉम्बे से आया हूं, और विश्वाल बाबू के साथ almost from then onwards I am connected, and we are the people who just wanted, our aim was to make people financially literate. People should know that how gullible they are and how the people can cheat them. So we started a program called as Investment Guru, and where we have been coming and we have been explaining to people about the market and about various aspects of the capital market. Let me just tell you, your topic is future dynamics of capital market. Please understand, the capital market comprises of many things already talked whether it is debt market, whether it is equity market, whether it is mutual fund industry, or it is the insurance industry. It was not so earlier as is now. They are under surveillance by whether it is SEBI and whether it is the IRDAI or the Commodities Exchange Authorities. हर जगह से आंख है देखने के लिए. India has 130 crores people. From 130 crores people, we don't have even 6.5 crores people who are filing income tax return, and 1.5 crore people only pay tax. And 6.5 crore people are the people who have invested, not even 13 crores. And now the savings bank interest rate is 2.5%. Fixed deposit rate of interest is below 5%, almost aa gaya hai. So where do you put money? Not in gold. Gold is all of a sudden people have gone because when the stock market crashed and COVID problem came, and all of a sudden it was thought that there can be war or and the trade restrictions on China, this and America problems, all these have gone to gold. Otherwise, it is the capital market, which started in 1980 as called as index, and index started with 100. 100 has reached in January 2020. 40 साल में it became 42,000. आप सोचो कितना बार हो गया है वो पैसा. आराम से इन्वेस्ट किया था, and don't have the greed and ये लाभ से लोभ से अति लोभ से मृत्यु होता है मार्केट में. So as the upcoming people who have to advise in future for investment, सबको बोलने का ये dirty word है एक called as greed. But remain invested, then you will see how the 100 has become 42,000. And I can tell you today, the future of capital market is so bright that it can go by 2023 Deepavali, 60,000 तो जरूर होने वाला है. तो 40,000 से 60,000 बोलने से 50% will be rise. It may be earlier, but not later, according to me. So that is why I will say you have the opportunities of joining, FIIs are there, mutual fund industry, so many mutual funds are there, so AMCs are there. Then you have the brokerage houses. I think we have a speaker who is from Motilal Oswal. And then we have finance companies, we have banks, we have insurance companies. And the now commodities market, gold, silver, all these are being traded. Sovereign gold bonds are being traded. So we have to think how to see that we make the best opportunity of it and try to see that we join somewhere. Once I visited SEBI, I found the executive director is from Berhampur. By the way, I am from Berhampur. So then there was an assistant who was a lady, and I found that she was from Berhampur. Then I met a chartered accountant in the same department. He was found to be from our own office, and after articles he passed his CA and he joined SEBI. And then I found the general manager. He is from Bhubaneswar. He was in Bhubaneswar one Sahu Babu. अरे अपना जो उड़ीसा में the knowledge is fantastic, and wherever we go we make the name and we are liked because we are not the people who generally think in our mind to cheat anybody. We are the people who want to give the right advice to people. So with two best monsoons, with a negative growth expected for 2020-21 due to COVID in the whole of the world, and 21-22 is going to be one of the best years. आप लोग जब complete करेगा आपका MBA 21 में, कितना opportunities आपके लिए wait कर रहा है, तो उसके बारे में सोचिए. And capital market, MSMEs are going to come into the stock market. These all the startups, they will also come to the stock market. The infrastructure is going to be spent. Lakhs of crores of rupees are going to be spent. Before the 24 elections, Modi ji has stated 5 lakh crore he wants to spend. 5 lakh crore किधर से आएगा? So 5 lakh crore भी यही market से आएगा. He is thinking of divesting. The government is thinking to sell, whether it is strategic sale or whether it is in the market, like 10% of Hindustan Aeronautics is going to be sold. And those shares are going to be like this. Many of the public sector companies are going to be brought down to 51%. तो बाजार में बहुत कुछ गवर्नमेंट का शेयर जी आने वाला है. And 27 banks used to be there, and those banks have already come to 12, and 12 will become 5. So sub banks almost will become either they get merged or they will be sold to those will be privatized, so that there is proper this competition among the banks, not between 27 banks of the government of India. They compete among each other. These banks should become very big banks, and they should compete with HDFC Bank, they should compete with Axis, they should compete with ICICI and Kotak, like that it is. तो आपको बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज आगे हैं और पीछे मुड़ने का नहीं है. कोविड आया है, ये कोविड जाएगा. और 1918 to 20, in those years there was a Spanish flu when 5 crores of people actually died. That also was more than 200 countries में हुआ था. अभी वो जमाना नहीं है. ये कोविड जाने वाला है by December 2020, and actual अच्छा दिन आने वाला है from 2021, when the vaccination is going to be there. And 21-22, please remember, I am just telling, it will be compared with a base of 2021. So 21-22 will be a fantastic growth which will be shown. And in the taxation front, I would like to say, people say that I know some very good tax के ऊपर भाषण देने वाला आदमी है जगन्नाथ जी का कृपा से. I am telling you, the government has made the highest tax rate to be 25.17% for existing companies. And anybody who forms the company after October 2019 and before 2023, he starts the manufacturing operations, उसको 16% का income tax होगा. वो almost in the world one of the lowest tax rate आएगा. And many companies, because of this, will come. Suppose they come from China or other places and put up their factories in India, then you know what will be the opportunities which are available and which you can look forward. So, Marina, or we have, your type of faith on this country and the 130 crores people. Though monsoon itna acha hua hai, and all the prices have been increased by the government related to MSPs. So वो पैसा जो मिलेगा फार्मर को, उनको पैसा लगाने का है, and ये 2.5 में थोड़ी लगाएगा. आप लोग सब समझाने का है लोगों को कि put your money in SIP or put your money and don't panic when the market comes down. 25,600, 26,000 हो गया था in March 2020, and अभी आप 5 महीना में देखिए almost 39,000 हो गया. It means 50% बढ़ गया 5 महीना के अंदर. ये है मजा in the stock market and the capital market. यही आप देखने वाले हैं in future, but crashes कम देखेगा. Unless युद्ध होता है, crash नहीं आएगा. और अच्छा होता है और वैक्सीनेशन आता है, फिर only up and up आप देखेगा. तो आप लोग रेडी हो जाइए कि लोगों का एडवाइस देने का या अपना कुछ कंसर्न्स एडवाइजरी लगाने का, and many sectors which we have already stated, उसके अंदर घुसने का, and getting employment in those places, and then giving the knowledge which you are getting from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and also the knowledge from various seminars which are being organized by your institutes. Many webinars are happening. छोड़िए मत. Don't waste time. A day lost is a day lost from your life. And आज आप क्या गेन किया उसको सोचकर रात में सोइए और बोलिए tomorrow is how I will spend. properly so that I will gain knowledge for my future. Knowledge is power, knowledge is wealth. ये जो रोकड़ा जो हाथ में रहता है या बैंक बैलेंस, वो वेल्थ नहीं है. आपका जो कंप्यूटर भगवान दिया है, दिमाग, that is the wealth actually of yours. That's to be utilized properly for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, very much. I mean, rightly said. There are not much investment avenues left with interest rates falling. Capital markets will pick up, and long-term interest rates would remain as low. I mean, so you have to, the capital markets are bound to grow, and it will generate a lot of opportunities. Technology being one of them, where its technology is entering into major way in capital markets. Use of technology, where people can find employment. And to talk more about the nitty-gritties about the capital markets, we have with us Mr. Vikash Srivastava. He is a graduate from KIT School of Management, and then after working with Motilal Oswal, he has set up his own the brokerage firm here and is working closely with Motilal Oswal to drive their business operations. So, Mr. Vikash Srivastava, please, you could share your views. You are working and involved directly with the stock market operations, capital markets. So, it will be interesting to hear your views and share your viewpoints with the students. So, Mr. Vikash Srivastava, you are listening. Hello, yeah, Mr. Vikash Srivastava. I think he had joined, but it seems he has left or he is not with us right now. So maybe if he joins.
Not there, then you can take on the students.
Yes, sir. So we will continue forward. We have 2 students with us and they are interested in finance and own businesses. So maybe first, Saurav, you can join in. And if you have any queries, if you want to share your viewpoints, what you think about the current situation, the capital markets, everything, whatever is there, please share with the panelists. And if you have any questions from your student friends, that also you can put it forward. Saurav, it's over to you now. Can you join?
Good evening, everyone. So as everyone said, it is a vast market, not a small one. So little things or little problems every time it comes, and very soon it will go. So as I said, there is a vast future in it, and 2021 will be a bigger one for the new freshers who pass out from any post graduation or MBA. So I would not want to take any much time. I would only say some of the stars that happen in the history that. Nevertheless, the stock market generally rises after some situation. As we know, capital markets in India are witnessing sharp volatility currently as a result of fallout in global market. The fall is in line with global benchmark and indices as the domestic market usually trace the major global indices and high volatility. The first one is that happened in the year 1992. The Sensex from 53% in 1 year is in Harshad Mehta scam, but recovered 127% in just 1.5 years. The second one is the Asian crisis that happened in 1996. The Sensex dipped 40% in 4 years, but recovered 115% in just a single year. Next one is that happened in 2000, that is the tech bubble. The Sensex crashed 56% in 1.5 years, but recover 138% in 2.5 years. And the last one is what US faced in the real estate Lehman crisis in 2008. The Sensex crashed 61% in a year, but recover 157% in just 1.5 years. As we saw that the current market has crashed some percent in the last 4 to 5 months, but it will recover soon. Due to the COVID, no one knows when the economy will be back on track. Some experts even compare the meltdown economies with the Great Depression of the 20th century. The Great Depression started in 1929 and lasted until the late 1930s. Between 1929 and 1932, the worldwide gross domestic product (GDP) fall by estimated 15%. By comparison, worldwide GDP fall less than 1% from 2008 to 2009 during this Great Recession. So when we talk about the 2020, what happened due to the pandemic COVID-19, we can say that it will take some time to recover, but it will very soon it will be on track. So there is no point of afraiding for the freshers to go into investing, or if any of the investor wanted to start the career in the stock market or capital market, then it is not the case of pandemic to be afraid of. It will definitely come into the track, and there is a vast future, as our reputed speaker told. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Saurav. Thank you. There was slight disturbance, I think, due to rains. Your network bandwidth was low. But what I came across is what you discussed was since the capital markets have this great capability to recover very fast from whatever shocks they come across. You took examples of 2000, 2008, the Harshad Mehta scam time, and this one. And Sabat sir also told that from the lows of March 2020, you can just see where it has. So it has this capability of springing back very fast. And investors, students, it is a very great lesson that if it is a drop, it is the best opportunity to buy because that will maximize return. Shared very well. Before we come back to Rohit, another student, I'd like to call upon Mr. Vikas Bhati, Srivastav, sorry. He's working, as I said, he's working with, is involved in capital markets, is into brokerage firm. So he would give his thought processes, the employment opportunities, the way capital markets are working in current scenario, and the outlook for future. Mr. Vikas, if you could just join in and share your views. We had Vikas with us, Mr. Vikas with us. I think that, yeah, he is there. Mr. Vikas, if you could just unmute yourself. If you can hear us, are you able to hear us? And if you can just switch on your video as well, maybe we, are you able to hear? If you can just.
Him. Please unmute him. He has been muted.
We have unmuted him, sir, but.
Vikas has been muted.
No, he is unmuted now, but I do not know whether he's able to hear me.
Sarup, unmute him.
He has unmuted, sir. Mr. Vikas is unmuted. He is in the room, but I do not know if he is facing some technical problems because of which his video audio is not there. He's again gone. He's again muted. No, he's again showing as muted.
Huh.
Maybe by the time he corrects it, we will call upon our next student, Rohit. Rohit, if you could just join in and you can share views, and maybe if you have any queries, you can put it across to the panelists.
So, good evening, everyone present here. I'm very grateful to BCCM to give me this opportunity, and I'm very thankful to all the speakers that gave a very clear picture about what the capital market is. So I have a question here. I have me and some of my friends here in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, we have been investing in the stock market, and all the time we are very conscious about how we put our money, where we put our money, and all the time it bothers us. If the market goes a bit down, it goes a bit up. We are on cloud 9, and if it comes down by 200 or 300 points, we are devastated by then. And there is this, whenever I ask any of my friends to join us in this investing journey, there is a clear dogma that they have created that no, it is a gambling or some sort of, even our MBA students or our MBA friends. So I want to ask you a question that according to you, what can be the fundamental shift in our educational pattern that you can add so that we can be more pro market oriented or pro invested or investment oriented. Even if I ask my father to give me some money when my birthday, that Papa, I want to invest, then he clearly says no. Even he says that no, your education institutions also are against this, that you shouldn't invest and all. So I want to know from you that what educational shifts can there be in this in our curriculum, so that we can be more pro investment oriented. Thank you.
I would like Mr. Devraj Biswal sir to handle this question, and later on Mr. Sabat sir.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, first of all, you have to make up your mind whether you want to be a short-term investor or a long-term investor or a medium-term investor. That is very important. And the fundamentals of investing is, don't expect a huge return. Mr. Sabat sir was telling that don't be that greedy that you want to double the money in 1 year, like this, like that. If banks gives you 6, 7, 8%, your expectation should be 10 to 15%. That is reasonable. So that is why if you are intending to invest in a small term, then look to those big companies whose fundamentals are strong, whose manage. You see, if you look to the State Bank of India, you look that company is okay, the management is okay, paisa budijwara kichi nahi. Similarly, in the Nifty 50 or the Sensex 30, whatever the companies are there, they are basing on their market cap. They are large companies with a lot of fundamentals. So look, you see, if you look to the stock markets, market is rising, but some companies' shares are falling and they are reaching the 50 weeks low, while some companies' share is reaching the 52 weeks high. So when you are looking to 52 weeks low, naturally see what are the reasons for that. Because go and invest. That is a little bit learning. And I can advise you, pardon? I can advise you, there is a SEBI, you go to SEBI site, there are a lot of literatures for that, investment for young investors and students. So you have to learn a little bit. Once you learn, then your investment profile is not with that, because for the long run, you will be a very nice investor. But look to the fundamentals and decide whether you want to invest for short term, medium term or long term. Then we have different parameters like PE ratio, market capitalization, price to book value. Those things you can up to 6, and literature journals are also available. Some journals are available which you can read, one Wealth Insight, then some investment journal from the Dalal Street Investment Journal. Some books are available, but know little bit, because since you are a management student, know how to analyze an investment profile. That will be better, and you have to look to the quality of the management, the share price, and whether you want to invest for long term, medium term or short term. That will be the major guidelines for you to invest.
Thank you, Biswal sir. We have Vikas Srivastav joined back us again, and he is interested in sharing more about this topic and this query. So, Mr. Vikas Srivastav, if you could just please switch on your video and audio and share your views, other views also, since you haven't participated. So maybe you can, are you able to hear me, Mr. Vikas? Hello, we got your message on chat. We got your chat. Yeah, so yeah, fine. You are here.
Yeah. I can listen. First of all, I'm extremely sorry for joining in late, because today being the derivatives settlement day. Generally today our days are very tied up, because today being the last Thursday of the month, we have the monthly derivative settlement today. So I got delayed. I really am thankful for all the dignitaries and for Swaroopji for providing me an opportunity to speak. I was really excited when I came across the question what Rohit asked. When he asked his father to give him money to invest in the market as a birthday present, but still his father is hesitant. I personally feel one of the major reasons is not market. Market is not the reason why people don't come there. The major reason is the intermediaries who are involved. The intermediaries who are involved, that is one of the biggest reason why you will see every now and then SEBI is coming up with new measures. SEBI is from 1st of September there is going to be a major change in the margin reporting system, because SEBI wants more and more retail customers to come and participate. Our penetration in India is extremely low, and if we as an economy, if we want to grow, we cannot grow with debt. Growing of debt means you need to have 12 to 13% return. You have to generate 12 to 13% return just to service the debt. So with only if you want to grow really big, we need to have equity capital, and for that we need more and more retail customer coming into the market. And what I believe is the type of intermediaries, the quality of intermediaries is not up to the mark. This is one of the major reasons why the market is not growing and people are hesitant, because the person, I don't know why, but one of the reason might be Rohit, that might have a very bad experience with the market, and that's a person who is unhappy with the market, maximum to maximum you can contribute the reason being the market itself to be not more than 2%, not more than 2%. You will see market crashed in the month. I'm not talk about the past, big past. I will say market correct in the month of March, and it's back. It's back. We are hardly on a Nifty 50 front. We are hardly 5 to 6% away from our lifetime high. So if you come across someone who says that I have lost money in the market, there is more to do with education and the quality of intermediaries in between. We as an organization, we strongly believe we want more and more young minds coming into the market who are trying to make a career out here. Not only they will be benefited, but the overall market will be benefited, because there is a huge requirement of young people coming and joining in the market. This is what will ultimately let the savings of Indian investors move to FD to capital market. FD, if you talk about current ROI pre-tax, I'm not talking about the taxation aspect. Pre-tax on an average fixed deposit yield is 6%. Average fixed deposit yield is 6%, wherein general inflation is more than that. The inflation is eating away all the returns what the FD is generating. Plus to that, we have lifestyle inflation, which adds up more. When you talk about lifestyle inflation, we have many seniors here in the panel. They will say at their college days or at their when they started earning, there was that communication expense was limited to that postcards and inland letters. And even if few people who were exposed to telephone connectivity, it was very limited. So if you go back 20-25 years back and see your monthly expenses thing, communication expense by way of mobile was not there. So that is a new expense which has been added, other than food, clothing, shelter, which was there, new expense which has been added. So this is what we say it as a lifestyle inflation. New cost is getting added. So if we want, when we talk about equity, mutual fund AUM, I will give you the mutual fund industry is now 28 lakh crores. Out of 28 lakh crores, only 30% is equity. So ideally, we are talking about 7.5, 8 lakh crores of equity mutual fund investment. With a 2.5 trillion economy, we are just at 7 to 8 lakh crores of equity AUM of the mutual fund.
Cannot hear him. Cannot hear him.
Hello, sir, is clear now?
We can. He is audible, sir. He is audible. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Vikas, you can. Sir, can you check maybe some problem at the audio level from your side, because we are able to hear Mr. Vikas, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, you can continue, Mr. Vikas. You can continue.
Okay, sorry. I think there was some issue with General Mahapatra sir audio.
Okay, so if you can just
So
conclude.
when we talk about
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yeah. You're audible. You're audible. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So when we say people are not coming to the market or people are a bit hesitant to come, the whole the infrastructure is what needs to be revamped, not the market, not the market. And one thing I would like to add: people talk about research. People lot of you should. My personally feel you shouldn't get into money as a client. I'm talking as a client perspective. When you're coming to the market, you shouldn't go deep into the research part,
Okay.
because people who have seriously made money, are not into research. But best thing is you should you should hire a professional who should take care of your portfolio. They are the ones who will help you in generating more and more return. Tracking your portfolio on a daily basis is not going to help for long run. That is for sure. It's good for excitement when you see okay, market is going up, you make money at one day your portfolio is up, one day portfolio is down. So regularly looking at your portfolio is one of the reasons why people get scared of, because if someone who have seen the market in the month of April, he will never come back to the market, because he has seen value coming down by 60-70% in a 2 months time. But just imagine there is someone who have seen his portfolio in the month of January and he's seeing it back today. So for him, Corona was no event. This 40% market correction was no event, because his portfolio is there at par.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there is a categorization of shares, which is mid cap, small cap, and large cap. So if your portfolio was a mid and small cap portfolio, so ideally your portfolio is better than what it was in January. So regularly tracking the markets, getting exposed to this WhatsApp forwards, watching. I personally believe if we start ignoring this business news channels, your portfolio will be more and more healthy. So if you want to take care of your portfolio, start avoiding these business channels.
Thank you, Mr. Vikas. Vivek Patnaik, sir, you had raised your hands. Is there anything you would like to speak, or we can go ahead and conclude the session, sir?
Thank you very much. In fact, I wanted you to give the floor to Mr. Sabat, because Mr. Sabat is an expert and also in the field.
Fine, sir. So, Sabat, sir, I mean, if you can just share your thought processes on what Rohit asked. Is it a gambling?
I wanted to share my own experience with my father. When I came in 1982 and I talked to my father about stock market, he told me, gambling karna hai kya? I have known people who have become pura daridra. Then I said, "Nahi, Papa, you have a chartered accountant son, so I will not make you a daridra. You have crore. So उसमें से थोड़ा सा डालिए ना मेरा advice में." Then he said, "चलो, तेरा बात सुनता है." Then that was the era. हमको बहुत time लगा उनको convince करने के लिए. Then he put 20 lakhs of rupees. So 20 lakhs became 85 lakhs. And at that time I told, "Papa, you have taught me one lesson. लाभ से लोभ हो, लोभ से अति लोभ से मृत्यु. तो इसीलिए अभी अति लोभ मत कीजिए. अब ये 65 lakhs को घर में लेकर आ जाइए." So that is how the 20 lakhs became 85 lakhs. So Rohit, if you can't convince your father, then how will you convince your future clients? So please, and I will request our institute कि ये कोर्स में ये जितना सारे चीज हम लोग बोले हैं कि there is stock market, there is mutual fund industry, there are AMCs, there is IRDA, the insurance authority, there is commodities, ये सबको आप पेपर में रखने का, ना रिसर्च करने का. How do you pick a share? Why should you pick that share? 7,000 शेयर है बाजार में, पर खेल 70 शहर में या 100 शहर में होगा। एंड ये इंडेक्स जो है 50 है बीएससी और 50 है दिस आवर निफ्टी। इसीलिए आप जरा आपका कोर्स ऑफ स्टडीज को ये कैसा बच्चा लोग ये सीखेंगे और उनका कॉन्फिडेंस कैसा आएगा। रोहित वाज साउंडिंग नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट along with his friends and जरा कॉन्फिडेंस आने से हम बोला है 100 का जब 42,000 हुआ है तो 42,000 का 1 लाख क्यों नहीं होगा। ऐसा सोच के लॉन्ग टर्म में किधर रखने का 25% टैक्स रेट कौन सा डेट फ्री कंपनी को हेल्प करेगा एंड 15% कौन कौन सा कंपनी शुरू किया है एंड दे आर प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनीज टू बी, उधर फिर पैसा डालो 10 साल के बाद देखोगे 10 गुना मिलेगा। So this is what is I wanted to advise Rohit because he was sounding little pessimist, telling मेरा बाप ही मुझे मना कर दिया गैम्बलिंग बोला। अरे मेरा बाप को मैं बोला पिताजी ये गैम्बलिंग नहीं है, पैसा बनाओ। बाप 65 लाख बनाए, 16 में ही डाइड एंड जाते जाते हमको बोले अरे तेरे एडवाइस में मैंने करोड़ों बनाया बेटा। Like that he mentioned, and that was the blessing which came to me that okay, that you advised and I made money and I can see the money in the banks now lying very safe. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, Chairman, sir, you wanted to say something.
Yes, please. Excellent discussion. Excellent. Absolutely superb. And many guidelines have been given how the syllabus needs to be revised. So we'll call upon both the experts and also Mr. Srivastav, and we'll focus on to that. My specific question to all the panelists, especially to Vikas Srivastav, please tell us, for the students' sake, what exactly are the avenues for their employment, careers, how they will prepare, and where they should be going around. So that is a preparation. In the management colleges, we are talking about the industries and this thing, banks, etc. But I have never heard anybody talking about career prospects in stock exchange. This is the first time we are doing it, and it is thanks to Mr. Vivek Patnaik who suggested to me. I said, yes, it's a very good idea. So my question to Mr. Vikas is, please tell the students, how do they prepare and where all do you think are the career opportunities are there? Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Vikas, if you can hear, can you just respond? Hello, Mr. Vikas, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can.
Yes, sir. Okay. About the question what General Mahapatra sir have asked, to be in stock market, the basic requirement I will tell you, education wise, I will come second. The basic requirement to be in stock market is you should have the basic understanding of maths. So I say the 5 mathematical things which you should know easily is you should add quickly, so addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and percentage. If you know these 5 things and you are good with people, these are 2 things which is only required if you want to be in stock market. This is only 2 things. Plus, when you come to get product specific knowledge, now NISM, and earlier it was NCFM, which was promoted by NSC, then BSc came up with BCSM. Now the course content and the type of reading material which NISM is providing, this is exactly what is happening in the market. So that course material, if the basic modules, if I will tell you, there is NISM series 6, 7 and 8. If these 3 NISM modules, if someone is preparing, then I think he is somehow theoretically and some aspect of practical thing will be there with him, and he will get that. These modules are designed by industry people. This is not from academic side. This is exactly industry. You have paper where charges are calculated. What are the different taxations? So this is the basic thing which is required. So NISM modules are very good. And then when I come about the career opportunities, I will tell you, this industry is going to grow minimum 10x from here. As Sabat sir told कि जब 100 रुपया 42,000 हो सकता है तो 42,000 1 लाख क्यों नहीं होगा, 42,000 क्यों 1 लाख क्यों नहीं होगा. So this is the kind of potential. You see the more and more, once economy is reviving, the amount of money. You see in this lockdown, there is a share broker called Zerodha. Zerodha, they have, all brokers together, they have added 3 lakh demat accounts in lockdown. 3 lakh demat account have been added. So see the number of people who are interested to come in. And going forward, this 6% fixed rate, we have many seniors here, General Mahapatra sir will vouch. FD rates are, I think, more than half from what it was in peak. I remember in my thing, I have seen my mother's FD, which used to double at 12, which used to double in 5 years, which has now went to almost 14.5 years. So at current FD rates, your money is going to get doubled in 14.5 years. So amount of money which will be coming in, we only thing we require, market is going to be there, market is going to be the volatile. That is the very nature of stock market. If not volatile, then it's a debt instrument. So volatility will always be there, and volatility is what attracts people also. So there will always be a lot of opportunities. Volatility will always be there in the market. Huge money will coming up. There is speculation that LIC of India is coming up with an IPO. If that IPO comes, not less than 20 lakh new investors will come in the market. Minimum I am talking about. Huh? Because the way the penetration of LIC is there, more and more people will come up. And then what we require? We require the infrastructure. And infrastructure out here is not shops, not go downs, nothing. The infrastructure is here is human capital. So among all the industries which are operational, this is going to be a 10x in 10 years time. And I will tell you, there are many professions. Generally, this is specifically I'm talking to students on this. There are people, either you work for money, there is a set of people who work for money, and then there is a set of people who work for name. There are very few career avenues available to students where you can make money as well as name. And this capital market is one of them. When you help a client in making money, the kind of name you make, the kind of respect you get from clients is totally satisfying. And as this industry is all about capital, so the amount of financial gains you are going to make. So among all career avenues, I think this is one of them wherein it gives you the best of, you get a brand name, you get, you are really, you are rewarded for your hard work, and the other side, you get respect. You get respect as an advisor. If you are ethical, if you are doing all the hard work to manage your client's portfolio, you get respect. So respect plus money, and with a 10x opportunity of a 10x growth, I think at current scenario, I think there are very, very few industries which offer such kind of opportunities.
Thank you, Mr. Vikas. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and here where the students can learn about capital markets, the basic fundamentals, and build up their career in that. It was really an insightful session.
Professor Sinha, there are some questions are there from the students. I think couple of minutes we have. It is now 19. We can take on another 2-3 questions.
Okay, sir. There is one more question from Rohit.
And ask somebody else. Is there anybody else? Give the chance to others. After, if you don't get anything, then Rohit.
Okay. So students, you can just go ahead. Either you can just type in your query on the chat, and we'll put it up before the panelists.
Or give some feedback.
Feedback. See, I will talk about what Rohit told. Stock markets is considered to be gambling. If you operate in stock markets based on without any knowledge, without any research, right? Just based on the news flows, or just based on facts that a stock has gone down and it will recover. If you play like that, it will be gambling, because the experts are driving the share prices, not the retail investors. They have all the information, they have done all the research. So if you want to ride momentum, it is very difficult to ride that momentum, right? If you think that stock has gone down, it went down 50%, tomorrow it will again come back 50%, not necessary. It may go down further, right? And if somebody you are saying is that the stock has risen 30% and it is in a momentum, it will go another 20%, not necessary. That would be the end of that, right? So then if you work like that, it is gambling. But if you do some, I mean, the experts, all of my panelists, all the panelists said, if you do proper research, if you do analysis, then only
Warren Buffett.
correct decisions and make money. Otherwise, it is actually gambling. The way students invest, most of the people invest, they see good news, they see other people have earned some money, and they think we can also do that, the similar thing. It fails badly. It fails miserably, and that is gambling. So get out of that mode. If you are really interested, do research work and then get into the markets. That is my feedback, sir. And if any other people have questions for the panelists, we can do that, or we will conclude, sir, with your permission. Maybe we can.
Yeah. Can somebody explain Warren Buffett's philosophy or the guideline? Vikas may be able to give that, or Mr. Sabat, or Mr. Biswal, anyone. Warren Buffett. I think they have probably not heard what the moderator said.
Sabat.
Deal with 5 to 7 shares. Don't gamble with too many shares. What the moderator, Professor Sinha, said, do research. Pick up 5 to 7 good research shares and play about or invest and observe those things. So don't waste your time in gambling. Nobody till today, I'm told, that by just doing trading, everyday satta has really become wealthy. They have made money, they have lost money. Mr. Sabat has beautifully explained that, Mahalov, that sort of a thing. So Warren Buffett is considered one of the best investors in the world, and this is his advice. Limit yourself to few, study, research, then continue with them rather than doing satta bazaar. Thank you. Please go ahead, and you can, if there is no question, you can conclude. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have no more questions. In fact, it was very insightful session, interesting one too. Yes, if you have to be in the market, you have to do a lot of research, you have to play long term, and as Sabat sir said, greed, it is more about temperament. Where you want to exit, where you want to enter is very important. So greed is not something which is required in the stock market. Proper temperament you have to be in the market. And this sector for the students, it is a growing sector. Financial products penetration in India is really very low. And since banks, the interest rates would for long term will now be at lower levels, only capital markets or bond markets are where one could earn decent returns. So this is bound to grow, and rural markets is hugely underpenetrated. So there would be a lot of employment opportunities, as all the experts have shared. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vivek Patnaik sir. Thank you, General Mahapatra sir. Thank you, Debaraj Biswal sir. Sabat sir for your insightful sessions. And I would also like to thank all the audience, our students, for having participated in this seminar. And I hope the students, there were a lot of key takeaways from this session, and they would towards building and finding right opportunities in the capital markets. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
And we will close the session.
Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath.
All the best. Namaskar to all the participants and the panelists. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless.